You know why I tell everybody why I'm a boss in life? You know why I'm a fucking boss in life? Not because I tell people what to do. A manager tells people what to do. I'm a boss in life because nobody tells me what to do. I conduct myself with reality on my terms as much as I can. That's a fucking boss in life. It's not finances. It's not. It's mental freedom that makes you a boss in life. And you earn it. Go eat. I eat a lot of shit. I work for people. I've done it all, but I earned it. And that's why like any martial arts or anybody at the highest level is the mindset, it's the mentality. And it takes a long time to start believing you are good, to have the mental density of veteranness, of life, of training and all that stuff. But once you do, man, it's something special. I tell everybody, man, earn your respect, earn your dignity through your eyes, not through mine, not through yours. I don't care. If I respect myself and I value myself, that means that man is not for sale. And for us in Eastern Europe and stuff, when you have no money, other currencies become valued. Here, I can buy a nice car and you think I'm nice, successful, and I got my shit together. But I don't have that. It's how I speak, how I shake your hand, how I sit, how I do things that you start to judge me and you start to see what type of characteristics I have. So who I am as a human being has more value than what I earn at the end of the month. But here's the other way around.
Yeah, and you can't take that wealth with you, but you can take the respect that you had with you, because that lives on far longer than any of your money will.
Yeah, man, it does. Your character echoes a lot deeper through generations because it touches your kids who touch their kids who touch their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and even money too, man. Money is, like I tell everybody, if you're an idiot, you're an idiot. A rich person has to be smart to keep his money, and a poor person has to be smart to make their money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it doesn't matter what you have, it matters who you are. So self-development is the key thing for you to be successful in life.
Right. And people can make excuses all day, but that's just exactly what they are. They're excuses.
Yeah. Either you find a way or you bullshit an excuse.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you own a gym. You are the owner of Universal MMA. What went into opening your own gym?
I always wanted to do that. This is what I want to do. Do you know what I tell them? Do you know what the difference between a bad coach and a good coach? Do you know what you think? So I'll tell you what the difference is. A bad coach ran out of options and became a coach. A good coach chose to be a coach.
I like that.
I chose to be a coach. When I walked into this industry, listen, when you walk into fighting industry, okay, or any type of sports, you must understand you're investing into a dying product, which is your body. Every year your body loses value. The equity goes down. So for you to think that you invest into buying a new car and 10 years later you're going to sell that car and make more money, good fucking luck. Right? Only 1% of us can actually make that. So as soon as I walked in, I had to understand what's my divorce looks like. What does my divorce look like once afterwards, right? And then I right? And I had a little chat with myself. I was like, when I decided to do this, I was, like everything takes time to develop habits and becomes part of your life and everything. But by the time I decided, and I was a big trouble kid. I was a street kid. I got kicked out of high school. I was a lot of like angry Eastern European street kid that came from war, parents working, you get $5 every 2 weeks for allowance. Like I was really bad and martial arts. And once I decided to go fully, I had a little chat with myself. I'm like, can you do this for 10 years, 6 days a week, 4 hours a day? The minute I said yes, there you go. There's your game plan. Because I looked at it this way. It takes 10 years to get your PhD. I want to get my PhD in martial arts. It's going to take me 10 years, which means for the next 10 years I'm going to school. So don't complain that you're broke. All students are broke. Whoever goes there, they're broke. So I started doing that, right? And that's what I wanted to do. I was getting my PhD in martial arts. And throughout the time I started getting, I'm like, oh, this fucking feels good. But I'm like, to be a good coach, I'm like, I want some credibility. So then I started traveling the world, going to Thailand, going to Montreal, going to Miami. I started traveling the world, to Portland. I went to wherever there's best guys. I trained with George St. Pierre multiple times. I went to MMA Masters in Miami. I trained over. I was in Thailand. What's it called? There's a couple of fucking places. It doesn't matter. But I've been around. Right, I got to meet my heroes and all that stuff, and that was kind of like, I want to be credible. If I'm going to be a black belt, I got to make sure I get a legitimate, credible black belt. So, and then throughout a while, I was like, well, I need some work experience. How do I give you advice on fighting if I never worked in your field? And I was never a fighter, so I started to fight. And that was kind of my evolution, because I really wanted to become authentic, best coach in the world. And for me, I'm like, there's a process for me to do it. Throughout the process, if I never reach for the stars, how do I give you advice how to reach for the stars? If I never try to become a champion, how do I make a champion? I don't know how many hours it takes. And I don't know if you're doing 1 hour every day you do a class. Is that enough? Fuck no. But if you never tried it, you think, well, the guy's training every day. He does 1 class a day. What's nothing? I do 5 hours in a day. He does 5 hours in a week. How's he ever going to catch up with me?
Yeah.
Right. And that was the kind of I just kind of started in those stages and stuff, and I just caught the bug and yeah, so I always wanted to. When you asked me how and why I ended up opening up the gym, that was my plan to begin with. I wanted to financially secure my finances so I can follow my dreams. And now I have the best job in the world. My job requires one thing of me to be successful. It requires for me to invest in me. How fucking amazing is that? How amazing is that? That's the requirement of my job. I am forced to invest into myself every day. And if that is not the greatest gift, I don't know what is. I live the dream. Every day I wake up, I go to sauna, I go for a workout, I go for training, I eat good, I take a nap, I run out. I have to invest in myself to be successful. It is the coolest fucking thing ever.
That is the coolest thing ever, is being able to truly invest in yourself. And like you said, you're your own boss, but not because of money by any stretch or telling people what to do. It's because, like you said, you invested in yourself. And if you are your product at the end of the day and you're happy with the product that is happening and what's coming out of the results, then you're winning already.
Yeah. And this is what I tell all my fighters that come to me. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I tell them that. Listen, bro, you're not my meal ticket in life. Do you understand that? You're not my meal ticket. I don't need you to be successful for me to eat well. I'm my fucking meal ticket. I'll give you guidance. I'll give you shit. But I don't need to manipulate you. No, bro. You need to manipulate yourself. You need to be successful for yourself. Now, don't get me fucking wrong. I tell them all, listen, bro, I'll take my 10, 15%. Don't fucking misguide it. But let me tell you something. I tell them all. And then one guy comes up to me and says, hey, man, hey, coach, invest into me, though. You know, I'll get up there. I'll get to the UFC, right? So I laugh. I'm like, you do realize every one of you guys is telling me the same story, right? You do realize that, right? I told the coaches the same thing. We all think we're the ones. So I hear from you, from every fucking guy that comes in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, invest into me. But I realize, look, I even tell them, even if I invest into you, let's say I fucking invest into you 10, 15 years. God forbid you make it, you don't get injured, and all shit works out as well. So I got to do 10 years, you make $1 million a fight, which you won't, but let's say you do. I get 10% of that. So I get $100,000. Take my taxes away, I get $60,000. So you want me to work 10 years for free for you to make $1 million, and hopefully I get $65,000 out of that. That is a full man's investment.
Yeah.
Right?
That
So why would I depend on you to be successful, me to eat well? I'm going to eat well because of me. None of you guys are my meal ticket.
Exactly.
So I don't care. So that's why I say like that. And so when I open up my gym and stuff, that's my meal ticket. That's my retirement. That's my baby. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to provide for myself and live a healthy lifestyle. And I don't have a number. You know, everybody has a number in their mind. I don't have a number. I have a lifestyle. I want to work 4 hours a day, make $8,000 a month, and that's it. I want freedom. I don't want finances. And if you can't make it, and then you marry somebody else that makes a couple grand, if you can't be happy with $10,000 a month, you're the problem.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, if you can't do something with $10,000 a month, then yeah, you got much.
Well, you're the problem. You're the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not the materialistic things. You're the problem. You just happen to be addicted to materialistic things. But like any addict, there's no You're gonna keep chasing the fucking dragon for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up owning the gym, and then I can't complain, man. Like I say, man, I won a life lottery.
Yeah. So you said you've trained all over the place, and when you're training new athletes now and new fighters, are there certain coaching aspects or lessons you learned through training with all these other people that you like to implement into these new fighters?
Yes and no. All you do as a coach, you manage personalities. That's it. Do you know what my job is as a coach? You know what my job is as a coach? My job is not to teach you martial arts. My job is to make you fall in love with martial arts. Once you love something, who you are as a human being and how you treat things you adore and love is going to dictate how you turn out. All I can get out of you as a coach, all I can get out of you is quantity. But I cannot get quality. So if you can't produce quality, you're never going to be good. And quality comes from self-care, of you giving a fuck what product you stand by, and you're the product.
Yes.
Right? So I have limits. I tell them all, I have limits, bro. Responsible. When I'm in the cage, I pull the fucking trigger to punch the guy, not the coach. Hence, you get paid more. Hence, you get all the glory and all the faults. Not me. I'm the background noise that encourages. But you're the one that has to do it. So like I said all the time, you have to have the ability to self-improve. So all you do as a coach, you develop a mind to be able to process things under pressure. When they're fighting, like, bro, so I don't tell them what to do. I tell them to calm their mind. Calm your motherfucking mind. Relax. Yeah. It doesn't matter how many skills you have. If the mind is not developed and it's not used to performing calmly under stress, nothing fucking matters.
What kind of mental workout?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I said, so the more and more I'm coaching, this is the third gym I own. I used to own the gym. I used to rent kind of gyms, and I opened up another one, and I closed down. This is my third gym. In fact, the other two failed. They didn't fail. They just weren't as growing in, partnerships, and you evolve, and you learn, and you move on. So it took me, so I've been coaching behind the scenes for a long time. Right now, because I'm getting to know myself more, I'm really understanding the developing. I wish I developed my mind earlier and understood the density of a strong mind, how far it can go in life. So when I'm coaching and teaching or adding any advice on the mat, it's all about developing their mind. Right? You got to develop your skills. I'll develop your mind.
Yeah. What mental workouts do you like to do for yourself that you also like to try to teach other fighters as well?
No workouts. There's no workouts. It's deep down inside when you can push a little bit more. When you're running, you take 20 minutes, you just gotta, it's a training. And the difference between an average and championship guy and the greatest of all time is all within themselves. We all know deep down inside, you do 20-minute work, run, and you feel good in 20 minutes and you stop. That's cool. I said 20. I lucked out that my legs didn't burn out. I lucked out that it was easy. I walk away. A champion does 25. A psychopath does 30. And that's it. And that's it. And then if you give up at 20, that means you give up earlier when adversity hits. So when that fight happens, it doesn't matter how much of a shape you are. When you're used to hitting a wall at 30%, whenever you hit the 30%, you hit the wall. If that guy is used to hitting the wall at 40, he pushes that extra 10. The psychopath has none. So he keeps going. And that's the only difference. So there's no workout I can do. I can tell you do 100 push-ups. You can do 100 perfect push-ups or 100 shitty push-ups. So that means I don't make you great. You make yourself great. Your mind makes you great. Of the quality you produce every chance you get to perform.
Powerful stuff. I love it.
Sorry if I go on these tangents sometimes and stuff, but yeah.
No, I mean, you're speaking truth. It's just, like we were talking about earlier, people don't enjoy hearing the truth because it's true. So, like, when you're talking about people who will hit that wall and be like, okay, I'm done. It's like, okay, you hit the wall. but how much further can you really go? Because, you know, when you're going in that cage, you're going to war. And so if you're going to war, you already have to have the mindset that I'm not quitting for shit. So you have got to know, you've got to test yourself on a regular basis. You've got to go to war with